Hi, friends. Welcome back to Budgeting Over 40. I'm Melissa, and today we're going to spend some time going over my expectations for paycheck number 2 of October. So let's get started. So, all right, you guys, with just 11 days left in the month of October and potentially what this next paycheck needs to cover, frankly, friends, I'm worried. But let me show you why. So, looking at my October monthly calendar, I do have all of my fixed bills laid out on this calendar. This is something that I did go over with you guys. We are within the first paycheck period of October from the 10th to the 23rd. My next pay date is on the 24th. And this is the paycheck that we need to forecast and pre-plan. Now, the problem that we've ran into for the month of October is that some of the bills that I wanted to pay within this first paycheck did not get covered. So child support was not covered. My car insurance, I did push that back until the 22nd. But the problem with this is that I'm going to still have to float this on a credit card until I get my paycheck on the 24th. Now, the 22nd was the latest date that I could push it out. So that's the reason why. But I was like, you know what? We'll push it out and it will be closer to the paycheck period to be able to use that money that I will be receiving to cover. So I'm going to just strike this out here because it has not been paid. Also, braces. My son braces was charged against my Capital One number one card. The balance is still there to be paid, so that needs to be covered using the paycheck that I'm anticipating or should be getting on the 24th. So that's another problem. The only good thing that's happening right now within this paycheck period is that the personal loan money is set aside and that is set to be drawn out tomorrow because I am recording this video on the 20th. So that is due to be pulled out on the 21st, and I don't have to worry about the money for that because it's already set aside. Now, moving into the pay period that I will be receiving on the 24th, the problem that I see with this one is that it needs to run into the month of November. So I do have child support, which is going to be the full child support payment, my auto loan, iCloud, potentially not after school, but anyway, Apple Card, my cell phone bill, the internet bill. Remember that the car insurance and the braces needs to come out of this as well. And let's jump over to November because there's a few things on that monthly calendar that needs to be covered. So when I did my forecast for my November budget, I did tell you that I will have to use some money from this last paycheck in October to cover these first few days from the 1st till the 6th. Now, one of the bigger bills that we do have to pay within the first week of November is the rent. We also have electric, student loan, after school again, affirm number one, affirm number two, Raymore and Flanagan. But what I'm thinking right now is to go ahead and move my affirm payments to the first paycheck of November. Because there is no way with the money that I'm working with or that I'm going to forecast with you guys shortly is going to be able to cover everything. Raymore and Flanagan, I will leave to come out on the 5th, potentially electric. I'm not sure what's going to happen with this one yet. It is due on the 1st, but we'll see. After school, I'm leaving it on the first Monday because I want to try to pay this every week. It's not happening right now, but we'll get there. This is just a reminder for me to know that this is the plan to pay it every week. All right, so now that we've moved some of these bills, let's go over to our quarter four paycheck budget and start to forecast. So for rollover, I'm not expecting to bring anything from this current pay period into pay period number 2 of October. Our main income, my paycheck is $2,483, and I'm going to put $1,000 from hubby. And the reason why I say $1,000 is he already transferred in $2,000 for the month of October. $1,000 is the balance that's left. I did tell him it's not going to be enough, but he said just go ahead and pre-plan with 1,000. We'll see about doing more because I will need more for the first week of November. Hope you guys are following. Miscellaneous, I'm going to put 0 and transfers 0 as well. So $3,483 is the total income that I'm thinking about working with for this next pay period. So what I said needed to be covered, the rent. If I go ahead and throw the rent in, the money's done. So potentially I know that we can't do that. So let's go ahead and just jump back a step. So let's move on to what else is due within this pay period. I did say electric. It's not 134. It's going to be 141 moving for the next 12 months because they did recalculate. I told you guys that in my November monthly budget forecast that it's going to be 141 because they recalculated my balance billing and it went up slightly. Peloton, I'm not budgeting anything. Google Cloud, not due. And I could hide this because we are not paying for Google Cloud anymore. That is an annual subscription. So the car insurance is due for $252. Remember, it's going to be floated, but I need to cover it. Renter's insurance is not due. The braces is $225 that needs to be covered. Yes. But when they did charge it to my Capital One number one card, I receive cash back from that. What I always do with the cash back from that purchase is apply it to the balance of the card. So technically right now, all I need to cover is $222. So we're just going to put that because that's what's going to have to come out of the budget, not the $225, $222. iCloud storage is $10, cell phone $275, internet is $89. After school, let's come back to that, but let's go down to child support for $526. So that's $1,515, and we're left with $1,968 to move into the debt section. Now for the debt section, I do have to pay my minimum payment on my Apple Card for $25. Student loan will be due on the 1st. My auto loan, that one needs to come out of this paycheck for $940. Personal loan, nothing. And Affirm, we're pushing it back. So that's $1,005 that needs to come out for debt. We're going to skip the savings section for now, and we're going to move into variable expenses because we're going to need to eat. I'm going to need to get my son's haircut, and there's just some other things that we need to do because the car needs gas. So the last time I filled up the gas tank in the car, it cost $79, so I'm going to put $80 here. For food, I'm going to do $400. For giving, I'm going to do $5. Household consumables. So you guys, we are way above this $100 that I did budget for the month of October. I had no idea I would need that much. And this was technically the first month that I was budgeting separately for the household consumable. So I still need to put an additional $50 here. For my babies, let's go ahead and put 30. For personal, I'm going to put 25. And for wellness, I'm going to put 25 as well. So that's $615, and it leaves $348 to move down into the miscellaneous section. Now, one thing about the miscellaneous section is I'm going to wait until the month of November to get heating oil. I'm also going to wait till November to pay the propane bill. They're currently generating the bill. We did get propane in October, so that bill will be paid in November, and I'm going to show you my November monthly budget. You could see here that I do have money allocated or pre-planned to pay heating oil and propane. All right, so we're just going to skip those. We do have some money left here. So what I'm going to do is put some money towards after school, which is $100. And we're left with $248. Now I could throw some into savings, or I could put it to roll over into pay period number 1 of November, which is what I think I'll do. So I'm going to put this into the rollover. And that's going to bring us down to a zero-based budget. So $3,483 is the planned income, and that's also the planned expenses. So I'm hoping that hubby is going to be able to, if not send in more money between now and the end of October, he'll be able to take care of the rent. That's my biggest issue right now, because as you could see here, I haven't allocated any money for the rent, and that's something that he and I will discuss. So if we go back to the November calendar, you could see that the rent is due on a Saturday. The office is closed. So technically, I can pay it on the Monday. The grace period is up until the 5th, but we don't get money until potentially the 7th, could be the 6th. The pay date is the 7th, but my job usually pays us early, so I can get it on the 6th. So if hubby is able to give additional money to take care of it by the 5th, we should be okay. So this is what it looks like, you guys. This is why I'm worried, because I do want to be able to pay the rent, but we're not able to do that using this paycheck because it's just not enough. So we're just working with what we have. I'm trying not to stress. Yes, I am a little bit worried, but I like to come in and put, I have already put pen to paper, but I like to come in and give you guys the real, show you how much we struggle with certain things, but then we find ways to get out of it because we're not hiding from the situation, we're working through it. So that is the positive that I have to share with you, that even if your situation is tough, don't hide from it, because hiding from it only makes it worse. Face it, push through it. So thank you guys for taking the time out to watch this video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Bye now.